Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, March 25th, 2019. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Open Day 25 has a number of new initiatives and activities for its 25th anniversary celebrations. Earlier today, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Hughie Sargent, was on site at the new location, the El Camino T. Willett Park, where he spoke about the newest activity.
We have secured some small horses. I'm not sure if you can make the grade, Freddie, but these miniature horses will be given rides to the children. So it's quite an interesting feature. I don't see quite a lot of it around here. So I am hoping that the children and their parents can participate in this activity. It's not free though. The activity is not free. A nominal fee, not too much, obviously is for children. So it adds to the experience that they would have here when they come to the 25th hosting of the Agriculture Open Day. And this miniature horseback riding is expected to take place on the eastern section of the ground, where we have persons from the livestock division displaying quite a lot of the animals that are reared here on the island.
Sargent also spoke about the layout of the Open Day.
One of the nice features that we have an information booth. Once you come into the park, once you gain entrance, there'll be a tent right as you enter, and you will be able to get a map of what takes place where and who's located where. For instance, if you want food, I know that is on the western section. If you want plants, that is on the southern section. We already spoke about the zoo or the livestock section, which is on the eastern side. We have representatives from our allied agencies, and all of this will be laid out. One of the things we aim to do is to make sure that when you come here, you don't get lost, because we have up to 90 booths. We have persons who are participating, and I really can't tell you I know where every single of those 90 booths will be. But once you come, you'll be able to find.
At the press briefing for Open Day, which took place on Friday, March 15th, Director of Agriculture spoke about a new feature for Open Day, which took the form of a passport experience. The passport experience includes entry into the venue, samples from various food booths, and entry in raffles. The cost of the passport is $50. Tickets can be purchased from the Department of Agriculture as well as the Nevis Tourism Authority. The 25th hosting of Agriculture Open Day takes place on Thursday 28th and Friday 29th March at the El Camino T. Willett Park, beginning at 9 a.m. daily. The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the East Caribbean Feeds, ECGC, held an animal husbandry and production seminar on Wednesday 20th and Thursday 21st March at the Red Cross building in Charlestown. Veterinary consultant out of Jamaica and facilitator of the workshop, Dr. Robert Thomas, outlined the objective of the seminar.
We're trying to give everybody a complete picture. There's motivation, there is providing information for the husbandry, there is providing information about the food, the feed, and there is provision of information relating to how it is you can organize an industry, in some locations starting from scratch, and eventually producing in ways that are respected by international evaluators. We're talking especially today about teaching the farmers or getting the farmers acquainted with good agriculture practice, which basically are guidelines as to how to produce to a certain standard where what you produce is actually trusted as of being of very high quality.
Director of Agriculture Randy Elliott delivered brief remarks on behalf of the Permanent Secretary of Agriculture, Hughie Sargent. Elliott noted that the partnership with ECGC is of utmost importance to the island of Nevis.
And this evening's session, it is one that is fully sponsored by ECGC. You would have heard before in terms of the support system that ECGC gives to the island of Nevis, not just as a feed supplier to the island, but also a supporter of the island in terms of encouraging our farmers to conduct best practices. Over the years, we as a department, we would have faced some challenges in terms of the livestock sector here on the island of Nevis. And in this continued discussion with ECGC, and they believe that this workshop this evening in terms of animal husbandry is very best and is well timely for us to ensure that we're able to move the livestock sector forward.
The director also mentioned that the Ministry and the Department of Agriculture has pledged its full support to animal husbandry over the next 5 years. Also part of the team were Technical Sales and Service Officer Dr. Tahoma Richards and Sina Miller for East Caribbean Feeds, Brian Campbell. His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales has announced postgraduate Commonwealth scholarships to mark the 70th anniversary of the modern Commonwealth and in recognition of his own 70th birthday. His Royal Highness was born on November 14, 1948, and named Charles Philip Arthur George, the eldest child of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and heir apparent to the British throne. Speaking at a reception at Government House in St. Kitts, the Prince said helping young people achieve their potential is something for which he has always been minded, and it is for this reason that he started the Prince's Trust 43 years ago. His Royal Highness said it is important to him to give young people the skills, the confidence, and the self-esteem to achieve their potential, whether by equipping them for employment or by empowering them to start their own businesses. The Prince of Wales Scholarship Program was developed in partnership with the Cambridge Commonwealth, European and International Trust. Up to 20 scholarships will be offered over a 3-year period for postgraduate applicants from any Commonwealth nation to commence in 2019, with the first recipients taking up their places at the University of Cambridge for the academic year 2019-2020. The level of study will be a mixture of master's and PhD degrees in fields of study that would focus on practical themes affecting the future of the Commonwealth, on which the Prince has been focused for more than 40 years. These include sustainable communities, climate change, and the blue economy. Each scholarship will cover fees and living expenses and would be tenable at the University of Cambridge. Successful applicants would be selected according to the Cambridge Trust's existing processes based on principles of transparency, academic merit, diversity, and inclusion. Still to come,
punctuality is practical if you're going to be a professional.
The details after this break.
The Ministry and Department of Agriculture presents Open Day 2019. It's Silver Jubilee, 25 years of feeding the nation, on March 28th and the 29th, 9 a.m. daily. Venue, the E.T. Willett Park. Under the theme, Think Climate Smart, Food and Nutrition Security and Sustainability.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Human Resources within the Nevis Island Administration held an orientation seminar for 43 new civil servants on Friday, March 22nd at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall. Present at the orientation seminar was Premier of Nevis and Minister of Human Resources, the Honourable Mark Brantley, who emphasized that punctuality is one of the hallmarks of professionalism.
Punctuality. I read something the other day that if you're late, it is disrespectful to others because they have showed up on time and you being late means that you're wasting their time. Punctuality is practical if you're going to be a professional with opportunities for advancement in the service. I want all of you to understand that the public service can and should be a career if you want it to be. There are many people who have done 30, 40 years in the service, they're retired, and they have really given the country and the island of Nevis excellent service. And so too can you. Most of you are young, you're coming in for the first time, you've been appointed for the first time, you're joining the public service for the first time. And I'm saying that you should see it as a legitimate career opportunity. That always remember that you work for the people of Nevis. when they come to the offices and the departments, you treat them with the respect and the level of professionalism that they deserve as your employer.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Human Resources, Edson Elliott, made a presentation on the rules and regulations of the public service, where he referred to the Public Service Act of 2011, which speaks about the management of the public service, appointment of public officers, the Public Service Commission, disciplining of public officers, and the removal of public officers from the public service. He added that an educated public servant would be a more productive public servant. Delcia Bradley King of Training Assets was another presenter. She spoke about the public service dress code policy. Other presenters included Donovan Herbert, Research and Statistics Manager at Social Security, and Judy Barrow of CGM Gallagher Insurance Brokers, Barbados Limited. In recognition of the outstanding performance of the Special Olympians from St. Kitts and Nevis at the World Summer Games in Abu Dhabi, the Special Olympics Committee and the Ministry of Youth and Sports in the Nevis Island Administration will host a welcome back and congratulatory celebration on Tuesday, March 26th. The general public is invited to be a part of the celebration, which will take the form of an island-wide motorcade, which will commence at noon at the Cicely Brown Integrated School at Prospect Estate. The Special Olympians who represented St. Kitts and Nevis have secured 13 medals, 8 gold, 2 silver and 3 bronze. The athletes returned to the Federation on Saturday, March 23rd. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.